night and we feel okay. Slick shoes, silk shirt, looking way too clean. Dancing with the baddest thing you ever seen. Bass drop.
Meloty AI just released some new features for its users. Let's check them out. Alright, when we enter Meloty AI, we are greeted with this chat box area, and there are a couple really cool things that I want to note. We can here describe the vibe, story, use case, add lyrics, and things like that. On the left corner, we can add audio references, so music style, melody. Music style, like if you have a reference for music style, we can upload that. We can upload a melody idea, or even a reference vocal or voice clone your own voice here. We can also click on instrumental, and it will generate an instrumental based on our description, but we'll talk about it later. We can also upload our custom lyrics here, our own lyrics that we wrote. Now, this is where it gets cool. Here's the smart memory. This is kind of like the memory function on your paid ChatGPT or whatever LLM you pay for. You have this, and Pro and Ultra users have this function. You click on this, you enable it, and basically when it's enabled, Meloty AI learns your creative preferences and provide highly personalized suggestions for your tracks. And if you click detail, or when you click detail, you can edit this entire section. You can edit this entire section. But basically, this takes note of all of the things that you're asking Meloty AI to do. So all the taste, the genre, the lyric styles, the favorites, everything it keeps a memory of, so that you can reference it, or it will already use your preferences. This is like your preferences, and it will use these in your future generations. But once you click on this edit button, you can customize this whole thing. Everything here is pretty customizable. Now, this is where it gets cool. The AI co-producer here is what's really interesting about this. Why? Meloty AI has a lot of different AI LLMs, large language models available. ChatGPT, Claude, different versions of Opus, Gemini, Deepseek, Grok, and then another Deepseek. So why is this good? Well, you don't have to be a subscribed member for all of these. You don't have to be a subscribed member for all of these different LLMs. And also B, different LLMs gives you different results, and different LLMs are good for different types of lyrics, different things. And Meloty AI uses all these LLMs to optimize the prompts, the prompt engineering side. So if you don't use these, if you use another app, whatever else you're using outside of this, you probably have a custom GPT that you taught how to give best prompts for a certain platform. And here, it does it in one place. So you can either have the auto routing in the agents, or you unselect the auto routing and you can select 3 different kind of AI agents here that will help you. So let's say I've created one. This is what I created. But when you go to create agent, you can give all your preferences on style, lyrics, instruments, whatever you can think of here, and it will create an agent. And you can always change your preferred large language model here. So the custom agents that you created are also customizable by clicking this edit button next to the agent. And you can basically change a lot of things here, pretty much anything you want. And it talks about like the groove, the style, the chords. Look at that. So the extensions, the musical, everything that you could do as a musician, you explain that in a verbal musical terminology sense, and this has all of that. So typical modes, mixed Dorian, pentatonic, that's really interesting. So these are a lot of musical definitions that I definitely use as a musician, and it's good to see these here. So this means that you don't have to possess musical knowledge or musical terminology. You just give plain language to the agent and it will transform that into its industry language right here, as you can see. Even arrangement structures, the prompts, so the prompt engineering is done here, what instruments, it's really interesting. Even narratives, do nots, as you can see, all of this. We can have a description here and the style. Okay, so we can even delete it, and here's where we can change the type of LLM that we're using. So this one has ChatGPT 5.5. Looks like Claude Opus 4.6 is hot right now, and 4.7 is also new. Okay, so confirm, this is how you do it, and let's give it a try. So we want epic cinematic orchestral trailer music with female voice talking about overcoming. So that's also a pretty typical type of thing. A lot of 007, a lot of like spy, a lot of things like that have that uplifting, or something happened and then you have to overcome it. So overcoming, let's use a lot of similes, rising from the ashes, picking up the sword, I am no longer broken, things like that. Similes. Okay, so for this, I actually want to use epic cinematic. And what I'm going to do actually is use a different LLM for these. That, and then for this, we're going to use Grok. Okay, so what this is doing, this is giving us 3 concepts, and they're all optimized using its own LLM, and it's helping with lyrics. So, a lot of times we get AI lyrics that is very generic or lacks the soul. So by using these top tier LLMs, we can work a little bit deeper to create something that sounds a little bit more like what we want. So here we see the style prompts from each individual LLM, and it's really trying to help to perfect the prompts here. It's basically doing prompt engineering, creating the prompts here, and here's the lyrics, and we have 3 different lyrics because it's made by 3 different LLMs, and we're gonna go ahead and check it out in a moment, but I'm really curious what lyrics it's giving us, because it's supposed to give us a bit more control. It's supposed to give us a bit more control. So let's see. Like a phoenix, like a phoenix from the ashes I was born to defy. I'm no longer broken. I'm no longer small. Like a mountain born from tremors, I will never fall. Okay, that's neat. Intro. Okay, I'm actually curious about the chorus. So let's go to the chorus. I rise like ash becoming flame. I rise like ash becoming flame. I'm rising like a phoenix from the flame. And I rise like the dawn from the edge of the night. Like a blade drawn from fire, I'm forged in the light. I actually like Groks so far. So the next step will be to click on this right here, and we can go to AI producer or go straight to create. Let's go to AI co-producer. So in this case, we're actually split again. We have the chat area where we're chatting with Grok 4.3, and we can talk straight with the concept and the lyrics. So we can say, let's simplify it. Simplify lyrics and use other similes that signify rising up. Okay, so we're already getting it. Let's see what the style prompt is. Epic Orchestra female, BPM 130, Epic Orchestra, say it again. Okay, Epic Orchestra, trailer music. So it's a lot of power, ostinato, things like that is definitely what I would do if I were to produce a track like that. These are like the spices, these are like the ingredients of the song. What I would do oftentimes, I would listen to references and I would analyze it and get the conclusion of what recipe I need to have in mind. And this is kind of doing that in a text base, even the lyrics. So let's see this. I was broken like a window, scattered on the floor. Okay, I can even imagine it, like a bird without its feathers, like a ship without a shore. Okay, like a seed beneath the winter. Okay, so let's create this. But oh, wait. Before we create this, we can look at the different models that are available for us. Murka V9, O2, Minimax 2.6, Lyria, Minimax. So there's a bunch of ones that are available. So let's actually look at O2 Murka. We're going to go with that first and hit create. And we're going to go ahead and create a Minimax 2.6. Okay, so we're going to let this do its job. While this is doing it, I want to go back to create and talk about custom. So here's the custom section, and we can upload, we can add audio input. So reference tracks, we can do remix, music style, melody, and custom vocals, reference vocals, and voice clone. And here's what to note. The supported formats are MP3, M4A, and up to 10 megabytes. And the melody, it recommends a MIDI file. So I'd be curious to see what that's like. So lyrics, we have to put lyrics in here. And then styles. Negative prompts are not supported. That's what this says. Okay, so here, what if we go to reference track, remix, and I want to use this funk track that I created. So I created this earlier. Let me show you. So this is our reference. Let's click that reference. Now we're gonna go to co-producer. So here I want a high energy, chanty, R&B, funk inspired, pop inspired song, simple lyrics inspired by Bruno Mars. Now, I don't know if that is allowed here, so we're gonna try it. Let's add that in. Maybe the LLM knows what type of lyrics Bruno Mars does. I do not want to rip him off though. I don't want to use stuff that he used. But that's kind of like what I'm going for. Omni producer. So let's do that one more time. And now we have a different producer here because as you saw, because I didn't change the agent, I still had it on Epic Cinema. It completely redid where I was going with. So that's something to think about. Or that's something to note. Okay, so now we changed the producer to Omni Producer. It's redoing the whole thing. See, you can even see Score Maestro. It's like you're talking to that specific type of AI co-producers. Okay, let's do that one more time without the Bruno Mars aspect. So high energy, funk inspired song. Okay. All right, so let's try this out. And our available music model here is Murka Remix, and it's 50 credits. per song, and we're gonna go ahead and generate that. All right, so we got the generation back. Here we are looking at this epic cinematic orchestral score, and we used this AI co-producer. Then here's our concept, Minimax, and we used Murka O2, so we got the generations here. So it's like, you know, we can communicate with this chat area, and whatever we want, it affects this concept area, and then we can create, generate. Okay, let's check out very quick, Rising Like a Mountain.
Whisper through the silence like a flame in the night, a heartbeat barely beating, reaching for the light. I was broken like a window, scattered on the floor, like a bird without its feathers, like a ship without a shore, like a seed beneath the winter, waiting for the spring. I carried every burden until I learned to sing, but the fire never fades, it only sleeps like a river under ice. It rises from the deep. I am rising like a mountain from the sea, like a rocket breaking free. I am thunder, I am lightning, I am flame, I am everything they said I couldn't claim. I am no longer broken, I am no longer small, like an eagle in the open sky, I will never fall.
Pretty interesting. Now we can give it a super like, dislike. We can also download MP3, STEM audios, STEM and MIDI, and commercial license. Now when we go and check out O2, we can actually download the FLAC. We can download MP3 FLAC, stems, STEM and MIDI, and commercial license. And we also see the form of the song represented down here in those little dots here. So let's check out very quick this Rising Like a Mountain.
Like a river under ice, it rises from the deep. I am rising like a mountain from the sea, like a rocket.
Now let's check out the other generation that Murka O2 did, Rising Like a Mountain. Let's check out the chorus. Pre-chorus.
It only sleeps like a river under ice. It rises from the deep. I am rising like a mountain from the sea.
Yeah, so it contains a lot of the recipes, a lot of the seasonings that you would do when you create a track like this. One of the things that I do as a producer is when somebody wants a track that sounds like X, sounds like something, I would listen to that type of track and I would kind of distill the ideas, the recipe from it, make notes of instruments, the functionalities and things like that, and create a song. Now, if you look at the prompt that was generated by Meloty AI and optimized by its LLMs, it kind of has those recipes ingested in there. Remember that remix that we were doing earlier? So let me remind you what that sounded like. Okay, so that's what it sounded like. This is what we used as the basis, as the idea. And then here in the left section, here we used this AI co-producer. And remember, these are agents, they're pre-trained, and you can also train it based on your own preferences. And once it's created, you can also change the LLM here that is being used to optimize your lyrics and optimize your prompts. So it's prompt engineering and lyrics aid. And then based on what you put in here, and I took out the Bruno Mars, by the way, and based on what you put in here, it changes this section over here, it changes your lyrics, your style, and then you hit generate. So let's check out what it generated for us.
Yeah. Hey, everybody say, hey, hey, we do it our way. Say, walking in the room like I own the place. Put around my neck, got a grin on my face. Speakers getting loud, feel it in my chest. Every single night we can fly, it's no rest. Clap your hands if you feel it. Start the floor, don't conceal it. One time for the rhythm, two times, let me hear it. We on fire tonight. Hey, burn it up the floor. Give me all your love, baby, give me more. Hands up, lights down. Everybody say, we on fire tonight. Burning up the floor. Give me all your love, baby, give me more. Hands up, lights down. Everybody say, we on fire tonight, and we feel okay. Slick shoes, silk shirt, looking way too clean. Dancing with the baddest thing you ever seen. Bass drop.
Yeah, so these are the workflows that you can do within Meloty AI. You have the agent, where you can create an agent, a custom agent. You can use their own agents that they built. You can customize everything. You can change everything. It's tuned to your preferences, tuned to your taste. Shall I say, here's where you create the agent. This is where you put everything in that you want. And then your reference tracks that you can upload. You can create a custom instrumental. You can create an instrumental here, upload your own custom lyrics, and then the brain function, the smart memory. It's kind of like when your ChatGPT remembers what you wrote. This remembers it. You have to turn it on, enable it. If you go to detail, you can change everything. Here is where you can change everything. So everything is very customizable, what you can do based on what you want to do. So yeah, and here's custom. Here you can upload reference tracks, music style, remix, melody, custom vocals, reference vocals, voice clone, and remember MP3, M4A up to 10 megabytes, and you can upload a MIDI file for the melody, and then you take that into co-producer and keep on working, and then you hit that AI co-producer. You can chat with an AI chatbot. It's your choice of LLM there that can help you depending on what style, what type of lyric you want. That will change what type of LLM that is recommended. So if you guys are interested, click the link in the description below to register and unlock an exclusive discount on your first payment. Start creating with Meloty AI today. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.